Marvel Legends leaked videos. Love them or hate them? Let's talk about them. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Strong Collectors Podcast. I'm your host Dakota, and today we are talking about Marvel Legend leaks. I don't have any leaks for you, but we're going to talk about the leaks. So the other guy on this channel, he did a recap of all of the leaks that have been put out by various sources. It seems like displaying model behavior is kind of the main leaker now. There's some others sprinkled in there too, but displaying model behaviors has kind of taken over for Rectangular. Rectangular has said that his leaks have dried up. He was kind of the king for a few years. Now that that crown has been passed. Now I'm curious to hear everybody's thoughts in the comments on these because there are folks that really like Marvel Legend leaks and there are people that don't like Marvel Legend leaks. Typically, I'm more in the camp of I think leaks are actually pretty helpful for collectors. To me, it helps me budget for the year. I could kind of know what's coming out that I really need to save for, or more so, it helps me maybe move off some of the older figures. So when Scarlet Spider, for example, was announced, I made sure to sell off my Rhino Wave Scarlet Spider that was going for 50, 60, I don't remember how much he was, but he was more than retail because I knew I'll just grab that new one that's going to be updated and a better figure for the retail price. And then I have a little bit of profit. And then, maybe I buy two new figures for the price of the one that I just sold off. So that's mainly what I would use my leaks for. But I feel myself leaning more towards not necessarily the side of leaks are bad, because I understand, if you want to be surprised by all of the reveals throughout the year, I totally understand that. Although for me, I still am surprised, even though I know Scarlet Spider's coming. I don't know exactly how he's coming, what he's going to look like, if it's going to be, the update that I'm hoping for. So those kind of things, and sometimes it's not even that specific. Like, you don't even need a leaks list to know that Wolverine's coming out next year, Spider-Man's coming out next year, but what are those looks going to be? So I do feel a sense of surprise whenever everything is released. I'm still just as excited if I didn't know about it or if I did know that it was part of the leaks. But I feel like I'm getting more on the side of I'm just sick and tired of the leaks. Now, when Rectangular was doing the leaks, typically he would put out a big major leaks list once a year, and then maybe there would be like one supplemental video of, these other leaks have maybe been, more solidified. Something was a little bit of a gray area before. Now he's got some, more info on that gray area to kind of give us a better idea of what's coming. No shade on displaying model behaviors, but it seems, and it's probably not this much. I didn't look and see how often it was coming, but it seems like every other week we've got a new leaks video. And I totally understand. Like, if you've got the information, share it. It's going to get tons of views, make your money. And, we leech off that most of the time too, because even just us talking about displaying model behaviors, leaking things, gets us fairly good views. Our second most viewed video on this channel is updating the leaks list. So I totally understand. As content, it's great content. Folks seem to love that kind of video. Now, regular subscribers, you all are aware of this graph. Some people watch the show, but they're not subscribed. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed and you're liking what you're seeing, you can join the membership as well. Also, usually this is where I would end it, but also, I'm in a bit of a race with my wife on TikTok to see who can get 1,000 followers first. We're kind of neck and neck, getting close to 500. So go over to TikTok, Strong Collectors, give us a follow, watch some of our videos, but mainly just follow, because then I can beat my wife to 1,000. Let's get back to the show. And this is where I want to know your guys' take on this, because is it just me, or is that getting a little old? I'm personally a little tired of the same content. Like, it's always new leaks and everything, but what else is there to talk about? Let's have more of those conversations of the hobby in general and not just what's coming out, because I love a good, I hope this X-Men team comes out, this retro Spider-Man, this retro that. I love those kind of videos. Some of my favorites to make. I love a good list, but I also love the videos of, Marvel Legend hot takes, or, what could be improved, how to display your figures better, how to build custom wire stands, how to improve the displays, how to, maybe save some money on your hobby. And we've made videos of how to use your hobby to fund your hobby so that you're never having to take money out of the bank. I think those kind of videos are super fun. And that's why I've decided, like I said, we're still going to cover leaks The other guy just did a leaks update video. But we skipped at least one, maybe even two of those leaks, because as I was looking through that leaks list and everything, I was like, some of these I hardly even remember being leaked because I just stopped even paying attention. I see, oh, there's leaks. I just can't even be bothered to watch it. I'll get back around to it sometime. Maybe I'll look at the list when it goes on to Marvelous News or whatever sources are going to put it out there. But to me, it just feels so repetitive at this point because, when we had one leaks list per year, I was like, oh, baby, it's Christmas. Here's the information that I've been waiting for. Now, it just feels like it's so constant that it's almost become background noise. And I just have no excitement for the leaks anymore. I may be excited for a certain figure or something to be leaked, but the leaks in general have lost almost all of their luster. So, and again, I think the leaks are important, and I understand. I would love to talk to the Hasbro team about how they feel about leaks, because I know Ryan has said leaks are not really a great thing for Hasbro themselves, because I think his perspective of it was they've spent so much time building out the offerings for the year. And Hasbro's not just saying like, oh, let's, get these suckers to buy another Wolverine, another Spider-Man. They always will get us to buy another Spider-Man and Wolverine, but that's not really their goal. Their goal is to give us an offering that we're excited for, because excited fans are going to, spend money and buy more of these figures. So they've worked on the whole offering for the entire year. They know the pacing of it. They know how they're going to put these out. And then for somebody to leak what is going to be coming, it's kind of like taking a peek at the Christmas presents early. Your parents didn't want you to do it because they wanted you to be excited on Christmas Day. And I understand that perspective. But like I said, I think there is still that excitement of getting to see the official reveals and everything. But it does help, I think, the fans more than it hurts the fans. And most of the time, fans can choose not to pay attention to the leaks, but even that's pretty challenging. If you're going to be a part of the community, things are probably going to be leaked and spoiled for you, because if you're in the Facebook groups and maybe you put up your picture of a Colossus and then somebody comments on that and says, oh, that's a cool Colossus, but I can't wait for the leaked Astonishing Colossus. Well, maybe you didn't want to go watch the videos, but those leaks are going to trickle into most aspects of the community, whether it's an Instagram post from your favorite content creator like us. I'm sure I've said like, I can't wait for this leaked figure or whatever. So it's kind of an inevitability that things are going to be leaked and spoiled for you. So that's where, for me, I like to just know what's coming, but also at the same time, I think so much has been leaked. And, I'm guilty of, putting out my wish lists and things, that my wish lists and the actual leaks and our delusions have all kind of gotten muddy together. So that's where I think the leaks update videos are helpful. So if you want to go watch that, like I said, the other guy made the video, you can go check it out. And I think along with the leaks lists are never 100% of the Marvel Legend offerings that year. There's always going to be some like exclusives or things that get put in there that were never part of the leaks lists. So there's always still going to be those sprinkles of, we had no idea this was coming. But for majority of the offerings, we have a good idea. Now, although we're talking about leaks in this video, if you want your officially revealed, announced, and up for pre-order and in stock Marvel Legends and other action figures, you can get those at gonewmeta.com and use code STRONG101 to get 10% off. Back to the show. And, they're always put out there with the caveats of like, it's not official, this could be changed. And even some of those leaks sometimes don't come true, or sometimes they're off. Sometimes they've got those sneaky code names that get switched around and then it's something else. Because when we had the mini comics wave, there was supposed to be the White Widow, turned out to be Black Widow. It was supposed to be some other kind of, maybe a Shadowland Daredevil, I think, but then it was the kind of tracksuit, workout clothes Daredevil. So those things can kind of shift around with the leaks. So, always take those with a grain of salt. But for me, I'm just kind of over the leaks. I don't have the excitement that I once had for leaks. So that's where I want to know from you. Are you all still excited? Because we made that leaks update. Should we still be covering every time there are new leaks, putting that out there? Because to me, I just find that a little bit boring. It's not as interesting to talk about. But if it's the content you guys want, I'm happy to give it to you. But what is the community's consensus on the frequency of leaks videos and just your overall feeling of the leaks? Helpful, hurtful? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing. And until next time, stay strong.